Hi guys, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday. It's Tuesday, July 15th, 2014, and this is Jennifer. For those of you that follow me online, you already know that I spent the last weekend in New Orleans with my husband for our 20th anniversary. We had a fantastic time. The traffic there and back was hideous, but the actual trip itself was really awesome. And I brought a few souvenirs to share. The very first thing we did after we got there was to check into our hotel, and then we trekked over to Café du Monde and we picked up, had our coffee in souvenir mugs. So this one is mine. I got the one color souvenir mug that has the cafe on the front and a little bit of the history on the back. And then my husband got the full color mug that has a little wraparound artwork, which was really cool. So those were our first souvenirs that we got for ourselves. I got the shirt that I'm wearing, and I'll back up and see if I can show it to you. So it says New Orleans, and it's got all kinds of New Orleans related words on it, like I love New Orleans, seafood, Bourbon Street, etc. So it's got just all kinds of stuff on it that has to do with New Orleans. My kitchen is a cream color with red cabinets and red accessories, and then I have coffee themed artwork around the kitchen. And so I found these really awesome postcards. I actually got these at Cafe Beignet. And these were like 3 for $5, and I thought these would be perfect in my kitchen. So I'm going to figure out a way to frame these or maybe mount them on wood blocks or something like that. And then these will go in my kitchen. They're all coffee themed and they're just super cool. I think this one is my favorite. The other thing that my husband and I really enjoy is art, and every shop we went into had some kind of art. There was street art, there were street musicians, of course, and just amazing art everywhere. And what we discovered was we found this one artist that a lot of the shops had prints of his sketches, and the first one we found was this one. The artist's name is Don Davey, and he does all kinds of street art from New Orleans. So this one is Royale Street, and then later we found this one's called French Quarter Nights, and we walked up and down this street repeatedly. Not only that, but we went to happy hour in this bar. And the last one we bought on the steamboat Natchez when we took a riverboat tour. So these I will frame, and I have a spot picked out that doesn't have anything in it, which is a shocker in my house. Anybody that's ever been here knows that we love art and we have stuff everywhere. So I have a spot for these. They just need to be framed, and hopefully I'll do that before the summer's over. Before we left, I asked my kids if they wanted a souvenir, and my daughter is a big fan of stuffed animals, and she really wanted an alligator. She wanted an alligator in a t-shirt, and I looked all over New Orleans just sort of as we went through the different places for an alligator in a t-shirt. She wanted a t-shirt that said New Orleans. And I couldn't find that, but what I did find was a stuffed alligator that had New Orleans on its belly, which I can't show you because it's in her bedroom and she's currently asleep. But she loved it and she was happy with it. And my son said, you know, I went to New Orleans. He actually went to New Orleans with the marching band 2 New Years ago, and they played in the Sugar Bowl. And so he's like, Mom, I've been to New Orleans. You don't need to bring me a souvenir. He's not really a stuffed kind of guy anyway. But what we did do for him, and we didn't tell him until we got home, is he is a huge fan of Nicolas Cage. He and his friends get the most joy and the most laughter out of things related to Nicolas Cage. I can't explain it. It's whatever. Anyway, so he loves Nicolas Cage, so we made a pilgrimage to Saint Louis Cemetery number 1. We went there for ourselves because I'd always wanted to go there, but also there is a tomb there that Nicolas Cage is going to be buried in eventually. That is his tomb. And so we made a pilgrimage to that and took pictures for him, and he thought that was pretty epic, and that was all he got, and he was thrilled with that, so that was pretty fun. So because I was away from Wednesday afternoon through Sunday night, you can imagine there wasn't a whole lot of crafting going on. I did take some hand stitching with me, and I did finish my stitching for tomorrow's Summer of Stitching on Fandom and Stitches, and this will be a free pattern both on Fandom and Stitches and on Sew Hooked. This week's theme is the Chronicles of Narnia, and we've had, since Fandom and Stitches was born in 2011, I think is when I started Fandom and Stitches. I have to go back and look because I can't remember. Since Fandom and Stitches was born, Chronicles of Narnia has been one of the biggest requested items, biggest requested fandoms, and I don't make a secret of it. I'm not a Narnia person. I have only read the first book. I watched the first movie, and they're good. I didn't experience them as a child, and they just didn't become a thing in my life. So it's really hard for me to invest myself in a design for something that is kind of outside of my fandom. So anyway, that's why this is on the list for Summer of Stitching. And what I did do was I wanted to do an Aslan block, and I talked to Jules, who is Jules68, who is a Narnia person and does read and reread the Chronicles of Narnia, and she gave me a quote to put on my Aslan block. So I'm dedicating this block to her because it's really because of her that it came out the way it did. This is a sketch that I did, and I hope that you guys like it. This isn't from the movie or anything, it's just a sketch that I did, and it says "not a tame lion," which was her suggestion, and I did a very abstract drawing of a lion. I just thought it would look good. I'm really happy with his whiskers, which are silver, and these are a stem stitch. I did back stitching almost everything because that is apparently what I do. Just a few French knots, and then I really like the way his eye came out. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There you go. You can see his eye is filled in there. So anyway, not a tame lion. And since I have a million post-trip things to finish today, including my state sales taxes for the quarter, this last quarter, I'm going to wrap this up, and I hope to see your designs on Fandom and Stitches this week for Summer of Stitching. Don't forget to check that out, and there are links in the description to get to Fandom and Stitches, and you can find Summer of Stitching all over the place. I've got banners on pretty much every post, so you can just click that and go straight to all the Summer of Stitching posts. If you're looking for my patterns specifically, they're all on Sew Hooked. And I think that's it for today. I will see you guys next week. Bye.